2019 has certainly been a year to remember. From the ongoing drought to flood to the horrific fires we've witnessed in the past few months. Australians at their very core remain steadfast in their generosity and kindness. We at Sisters of the North have witnessed this firsthand. Thousands of people reached out to assist our cattle producers in the wake of the February monsoon event, which saw hundreds of thousands of cattle, along with horses, sheep and wildlife perish in the unprecedented conditions. People from all walks of life rallied around helping communities rebuild whilst digging deep in their pockets. Sisters of the North raised well over $1 million in just a few short months. Our promise to ensure funds were spent within local communities was realised through the introduction of Live Voucher. Ironically, these regions remain in the grip of drought. We at Sisters of the North, and on behalf of everyone in northwest Queensland, would like to sincerely thank all who contributed in any way to ease the burden that was placed on these communities. I recently caught up with Peter and Susan Dowling, who are original Sisters of the North board members. Particularly under Susan's stewardship, our charity has gone from strength to strength throughout the year. We would like to take this opportunity to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year. Thank you so much for your support all throughout the year. Well, we're getting to the end of 2019 and it's just been such a huge year. Peter and Susan, it doesn't seem like nearly 12 months ago that we sat in your home at the beginning of the sort of almost the birthing of Sisters of the North. And
it was that week. Oh, well, yeah, 3 weeks in, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, having no idea what lay ahead for Sisters of the North or the region even. So,
no, they were early days. I remember, well, I don't remember much of it really. There was a bit of a blur. There was so much to do in terms of getting the charity up and running in those first couple of weeks, like serious work. So, but we had the support of lots of different local levels of government, and in particular the Prime Minister's office. So, I think without their support, I don't know where we would have been really.
Yeah, no, the red tape was certainly cut for us, thankfully.
Yeah.
So, as Susan said, without that help, it would have been too long a process that would have just probably made everything unviable.
Do you think it helped having the Prime Minister out here, seeing firsthand and everybody's emotions?
Definitely.
And in fast tracking all that.
He saw it and he felt it and he smelt it.
Yeah, perfect.
Pretty much summed him up, you know. Yeah. He knew exactly what was happening. So I think he had a pretty good grasp on what had happened and how people were feeling. So I think he reacted pretty well.
And still to this day, through the NW Qld agency, he's still being informed directly. So I think that's a really great thing for the region. In the recovery phase.
And I mean, we've all, as Sisters of the North, or members of that committee, have had their place. But Susan, you were at the helm, guiding us all through the quagmire of paperwork and thousands of emails. So your job has been particularly difficult in starting a charity from nothing and ending up with over $1 million.
Yeah, it was, I mean, I'm just one person, but certainly it took a team, really. But yes, I suppose I was at it constantly for 6.5 days there for a while, long days.
Yeah.
But I think we knew from the beginning, because we had that great response straight up, that we knew that we had the backing of lots of people thinking about us. So I think it just gave us that push to keep going and keep moving. And I mean, there were times where we just thought, oh my God, like what have we done? But we learned in that vulnerability.
The option would have been to walk away.
Yeah, quit.
Yeah, and give the money to somebody else.
Yeah. But we did, and we kept it all intact. And
I think what was important for us was right from the word go, Pete, when we sat in that office and you said we have to keep the money in those communities. And I think if we had let go of that money, that may not have happened, or
you felt the responsibility towards the people giving you the money too. Like a lot of people went to a lot of trouble, didn't they? Like some of the stuff that happened, and the effort that people went to be generous to the people up here was pretty humbling. And I think as a group, we probably felt pretty responsible to make sure that we did our bit on their behalf to get the money.
I remember, we were getting donations of $10,000, but then a child would donate $7, and that was just as moving and just as important. And as the 10,000, it was probably more so in a way.
No, it touched everyone. It touched a lot of people's hearts. And so yes, 9 months on, here we are.
So it was tough in a way, wasn't it, to work out how we were going to get that money out, and how, just because of also due to the sheer enormity or scale of the event and how many people were involved, having to work out how many people were wanting it and how much money they were going to get. That was
probably the largest part of the process of working out who gets the money. Well, we knew it had to be the primary producers who are impacted, like they're the ones that cop the brunt of the flood. And then, of course, we chose the workforce because of what they had to do, like cleaning up the carcasses and what have you, up to the 1st of March, I think it was. So that's where we had to really work away. And we were restricted, though, too, with the privacy policy. Like, we just can't ring people and give us your number, or you had to really, tighten it up. And so that's why we had to strike agreements with the councils then to. I mean, you could look at a map and say, yep, all those people got impacted, but how do you get their information?
And kind of, it was like we worked backwards in a way, because we wanted the end result to be those small towns, didn't we? And we wanted every business to
be able to participate and benefit from it.
To be part of it. So, and I was speaking to the girls in Winton the other day, and they said, Searles was one of the first places they went to, and he said, I don't know about all that technology stuff, and now he's one of the biggest advocates.
It's interesting to watch as the businesses get more comfortable with it, how the increase in the funds coming into their shop increases. And
also the ambassadors that they were people that we wanted to have in the communities with local knowledge.
That's right.
To drive, be the driving force.
And that concept worked, and to a point. Then we outgrew the ambassadors themselves, because they're going to be the ones to give us the information. Remember back in the early days? But we had to sort of redevise that and put bigger processes in. But certainly those ambassadors still remain key.
Oh, absolutely.
For that local knowledge.
So, Susan, where are we at, like in terms of the money? How much is going out? How much what's the spend in communities?
Yeah, so we are now 13 weeks into the big drop. We call it the big drop. So prior to that, we had shop owners themselves distributing $100 vouchers. So that was sort of just a little bit of a test run of the live voucher system. Plus, it was all just trickling the money out there. But then we did the big drop, and so since then we've just, I think over the last week, probably around the $415,000 worth. We've got another little category where people just weren't that techie, so we've arranged a few direct credits for them. There's only a minimal amount of people, more senior citizens, that sort of thing. So that's I think we've allocated about just over $96,000 for that. And then we've got community events. We're still, going back to the reason that the Sisters of North started in the first place. So I think in the last year we've contributed $100,000 to community events as well. So what's that? Over $600,000. And with particularly, must point out that the community events aren't just given the money and see you later type thing. They have to be really serious about where they're spending the money. It has to be still spent in town. So, when you look at it, it's over $600,000, and the ripple effect of that donated dollar can be conservatively multiplied by 3. So, in a sense, we've sort of helped stimulate the economy by $1.8 million so far, and there's still a little way to go with the funds. And,
in saying about those community events as well, we do have strict criteria which keeps bureaucrats at bay, you know, to an extent too. So we have very strong guidelines which we've had to have to set up the charity.
Yeah, definitely. That's all part of the charter of the charity itself. Like when you first apply, you've got to actually apply what you're actually going to be doing with the money. So, you know, and it's hard in those early days. You think, well, this is what we're going to do, but it's sort of the charity has evolved, so we have tweaked it. We have gone back and tweaked it, but yeah, basically it includes distribution of the charity funding to the flood impacted communities as well as community events.
And how do you think the businesses have generally in all these towns have accepted and it's been really well. Now they've got the hang of it. It's powering along. Like 2 weeks ago, we signed off $44,000 across the region. Like they in a week. Yeah. So that's, you know, people. People are getting used to the whole concept. You know, some shires have been more active than others, possibly because the towns, you know, for example, Cloncurry here probably may not be as impacted because of the other industries around, like mining and what have you, to top up the businesses. But the smaller communities or smaller townships certainly have been really active. So I just want to mention the function that we had here last night, the Grazier function. It was, to me, such a good thing for the community, and there were people from Charters Towers that drove out here to support Sisters of the North and the general community. But what a great feeling there was there. Everybody was happy, and it just had a terrific atmosphere. And so those women and some men will go home today, maybe with a hangover, but feeling on top of the world, because it was such a lovely coming together of all those people, and it was really great to hear good speakers speak positively about bush and about their lives and about being women. And
and we were lucky that Grazier wanted to bring the concept to the Northwest. So, I mean, was this a no-brainer that Sisters of the North took it on or co-hosted with them? So you're right, there was a really nice vibe. I mean, you put 150 women in one room, there's going to be a lot of cackle and carry on, but no, it was good fun, a lot of dancing, you know, and I think people just, you know, I had people come up to me say, you know, I wasn't going to come, but I've just been sitting at home all year. It's just getting too easy to go to bed with a glass of wine and my iPad. So I've decided to put on a dress and come out. And, you know, friends brought friends with them, so it was a really nice, you know, connecting time as well.
And Pete, like you're in the industry in Cloncurry, so how do you think generally people are travelling now, getting on down the track? Do you think they're getting on with things?
Yeah, I think a lot of people have taken the attitude that it's done, it's finished, let's get on with it. You know, there's been good support there from the government with Shane Stone and his team, and they've been pretty active in the community, getting about, you know, helping people as much as they can. You know, I know some people who didn't think that they'd worry about applying for the funding, but they have, and, you know, they're active. And I think that's probably helped people's mindset. But you could just, you said 90% of the people are just going forward and getting on with life again. It's obviously, you know, there's probably going to be a few more different challenges going forward for some people, some more than others. But I think generally the community is very positive about putting that behind us and rebuilding.
I mean, the trauma will stay there for a long time. The memory of what happened, but
you can't forget those sorts of things. But it
no.
And little things just click your memory sometimes too. So.
I often, like, even now with the clouds coming in, people often think, you know, you hear some people say, if it starts raining, and it doesn't stop, I just don't know how I'll feel. Like there's that level of anxiety still that can, you know, rise if people haven't sort of dealt with how they're feeling about the whole thing. So that's something to be really, I suppose, aware of. But it's been pretty incredible, really. People just, you know, the way people have handled it, it's pretty mind-blowing.
It's good to see some good things, so many good things come out of Ugly. dire.
Probably promoted a lot more awareness in the community of each other and of definitely mental aspect.
Health.
Yeah.
Definitely the mental aspect. Like it was an unspoken sort of thing with blokes, but you know, I've sat in conversations where blokes have said they chucked it in for 2 months after the flood, and they were comfortable about talking about it. So it's probably actually promoted a lot more community connection than previously was there. We probably took a lot more. We probably took a lot for granted, I think, prior to that flood. That people look back now and go, well, you know, it'd be nice just to have everything even and not easy, but predictable.
Yeah.
But as we know, it's not predictable anymore.
No.
You know, and the droughts.
The drough's
Getting worse down south, and and the fires and everything, and you feel up here now for them. So, it just sort of seems to be changing areas in Australia, doesn't it?
Yeah. But a lot of these communities is in drought again up here, aren't they? So, it's ongoing.
Yeah.
But so, Susan, going into the next year, Sisters of the North, we're still getting that money out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll continue to distribute the money for as long as it's there. We don't actively fundraise anymore, I suppose, from a GoFundMe point of view, but I mean, we still get the odd donations, like a couple of weeks sort of thing. So people still, are thinking of us, but
it's still very much in people's minds, isn't it? Which goes to show the extent of the emotion that conjured up in people's minds, I suppose.
But certainly we'll, we're still very much about connecting community and building resilience. So that's, we'll stand by that. That's our vision. So that'll probably transfer into more community event style, like piggybacking on community events and, just even giving the people the confidence to have a go at an event themselves, that we can support them with applications for grants. We're getting pretty good at that.
Yeah. Oh.
But I think we're a bit event weary, so we're definitely going to have a bit of a blow in January. Like, I think we all deserve a bit of a break, and then aim for the second drop in February, March. Yeah. And then after that, we'll just see what happens. People have come to us and told us what a great brand the Sisters of the North is. But it takes a little bit more than us to run something bigger.
Oh, yeah.
So it's out there if someone wants to take it to the next level. Otherwise, I think we've done pretty well, and I'm really happy with how it's gone.
Yeah. It's been a privilege, really, for me anyway, to be part of it. So.
Oh well, gosh, you've taken us on from Central Queensland, so, and it's just as well, really.
I just think, thank goodness for Susan and Peter. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks so much for watching our video. I hope you enjoyed it, and please try to remember to just click on the subscribe button so we can keep you updated with everything that's happening. Thank you.